Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Football Daily Weekly. My name's Marcus and I'm joined this week by Lawrence McKenna of World Soccer Talk and Nick Postinger, a freelance football writer. How you doing, chaps? Everybody good?
Great. Yeah, not too bad.
We'll be discussing what we learned on the weekend from the football action, and where better to start than El Clásico. Lawrence, what did you make of the proceedings there?
Was not a Clásico, can you say that?
I think you have.
No, I just have, yeah, exactly.
Neymar eclipsed Bale, did he?
I think an interesting comment was made by El Mundo Deportivo, Spanish newspaper. Which
lovely pronunciation there.
Yeah. So they described Bale, his performance, as non-existent, like a hologram, which I think is really telling. I mean, that is a brutal put down. And I think that tells its own story, really. Again, as you say, not a classic Clásico, but tactically brilliant from Barcelona. I think Tata Martino doesn't quite get the praise he deserves for what he's actually done with the side, how sort of resolute in defence, how solid he's made them. I think Bale looks so far just so off the pace.
Lawrence, a little word on Neymar and Barcelona. We talked a bit about Madrid there.
He's settling in well, isn't
he? Just, yeah.
I think what they've done is they've managed to make him integrate, which is what Bale hasn't done with this Real Madrid team. And so there is another stark contrast there. Yeah. There are a lot of individuals for Real Madrid, and then there is very much a team at Barcelona.
I think we've really got to end by saying, though, that this is not the be-all and end-all for Real Madrid. You know, give Ancelotti time and he will turn things around. And I think... I just want to say that as well as Barcelona are doing at the moment, and how well Neymar has integrated, Bale is a terrific player. Like, there's no doubt about it. And once he gets up to full fitness, he's not had a pre-season. Let's remember. I think it's going to be different.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Back in the Premier League, Chelsea played Manchester City. They won 2-1, and one of the players at the centre of a lot of what was going on that day was Fernando Torres. Now, there's been talk of Torres. Is he back? Lawrence, you're not sure he was even away.
Where was he gone?
Nick, you're not convinced.
Let's not paint me as anti-Torres.
Nobody could hate a man.
I love the guy, and I think on stats, on paper, it's almost like he's not been away. The thing with Torres is he's changed as a player. I wonder if the injuries have affected his acceleration, his burst of pace. And what we see now from Torres, particularly yesterday, I thought he was sensational in that game. But it's stuff that you often don't get praised for. It's the dropping deep. It's the collecting possession and recycling the play, keeping the ball ticking over. His use of wide areas now is
works the channels.
Is brilliant. He does. He works the channels fantastically. I think that's something that he probably was forced to learn in the season when he arrived at Chelsea and he was deployed on the wing from time to time. And obviously he was being slated in the press for it, but now I think it's paying dividends.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Torres, is he back? Was he even away? He's certainly here now.
He's different,
and we're enjoying it. And of course, arguably his best days in the Premier League, people would say, was at Liverpool. Well, at Liverpool at the moment they have Sturridge and Suarez. Is it the best partnership in the league, Lawrence?
It's a good question. It's one that's been debated a lot in the press this weekend. Most people saying the reason they're the best partnership is because they seem to play very well together, and every other partnership, in inverted commas, would actually be a 4-3-3 with maybe someone just behind, such as Wayne Rooney or Van Persie, someone like that.
So it's nice to see two strikers involved
with an understanding,
rather than just the one man.
With an understanding and an appreciation, and it's almost like that. When one of them scores a goal, the other one's extremely happy for them, and obviously that happens within a team anyway. But it seems as if there's a synergy at Liverpool right now, which is making the difference to the side.
Can Sturridge and Suarez form a partnership which could put Liverpool in Europe?
I'm going to be controversial and say that I still think Sturridge is a little bit selfish at times. Now that he has basically been shown by Rodgers that he's going to be first team, he really needs to be looking up and feeding people like, obviously we've not seen him play in a trio with Coutinho yet, but I think when Coutinho comes in, perhaps even against Arsenal next week, and we see Sturridge, Suarez, Coutinho, that's going to be the mark where we see just how good this partnership can become into a trio, because I think those three need to be playing week in, week out if Liverpool want Champions League. Well, it'd be interesting to see where that goes anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what Liverpool can do with them this season. Manchester United, there was an upset at Old Trafford. They won. They beat Stoke City 3-2. Can we write Manchester United off for the title this season, Lawrence?
I don't see why you want to write them off so early. I think, especially with the problems that a lot of people seem to be alluding to in the press at the moment, United have always been a team who can go through adversity and come out the other side of it.
That's right.
And I think to some extent this weekend we saw David Moyes vindicated for some of his decisions that he's made this season, and some of the criticism that he's come in for is obviously very easy to criticise him for. Retrospectively, you can always say that something was a bad decision. You can, they shouldn't have played him. He started Kagawa, he started Nani, and neither of those players played particularly well. And it was almost like him saying, well, you're asking me to start them, and then when I do, then actually they're not playing particularly well. His substitutions made the difference to the game, and the substitutions were the players who started under him week after week and have actually performed particularly well for him.
We're going to move abroad. We're going to go to Serie A, where Roma, unbelievably top of the league, won 9 out of 9. They've got the record for the straight wins straight off at the start of the season. They've only conceded once in 9. They're scoring goals. They're keeping clean sheets. Nick, is it the Scudetto?
And all this with Marquinhos sold. It's just unbelievable. It's incredible what's happening at Roma.
Rudy Garcia has come in and
give the guy so much credit. I mean, he's doing brilliant stuff down there, and it's the way they're playing. It's more than anything, it's the renaissance of Totti. I think he's been really
Is he 37?
the difference.
Am I right
30, yeah, he's just turned 37.
Right.
So
he looks great.
Doesn't he just?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know what they're drinking in Italy, but some of these players.
But Gervinho's been having some of it as well. I mean, he's
Gervinho back to his Lille form.
They're talking about. I mean, some of the local press have been talking. Africa have found its Messi. It's the African message of it. That's what they're liking. I mean, Arsenal fans.
I mean, that really is.
Arsenal fans won't believe this, but it's true.
What are they drinking?
Well, they're keeping it from. They kept it from Gervinho, but he's doing wonderfully well there. Roma are playing some good stuff.
Look, I wouldn't yet say that the Scudetto is Roma's to lose. I think there's a lot of work that needs to be shown over the course of the season. I think who they sign in January is going to be crucial. But they're up there, and that's something that I think a lot of Giallorossi fans at the beginning of the season wouldn't have imagined.
Yeah, indeed. They've only won the league 3 times in their history, so could they make it 4th? It's quite a remarkable stat that you think a big club like Roma.
Yeah,
only won it 3 times.
Good stats for them this season.
Yeah, indeed. That's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much, Lawrence and Nick, for sharing your views on the weekend's action. Do share your own, of course, in the comments below section. Thanks for watching. We'll be back on Wednesday to talk about the most underrated players currently plying their trade in Europe's leagues or beyond. So thank you very much, and we'll see you on Wednesday.